Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good everything. I hope this finds you well, and I hope you're here to go into details about, so you want to be an animal communicator. We have some fun ahead, and I want to, I want to focus because we have some tapping to do, and I'm ready to make notes for the tapping. So, is anyone here?
Yes, Leslie Williams says hi.
Hi, Leslie.
I made you do that because you are tapping the mic.
I know.
Sorry. Tanya's here.
Hi, Tanya. Okay. So we have lots to talk
Jan
about.
Ramian says
Hi, Jan.
Hi, Jan.
I know that Val wants everybody to say hi to her too. Val's here. She didn't bring a dog because we have so much to do, but yeah, that's it.
Elsa does enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Where is Elsa? Okay, good. Yeah, I fasted yesterday. I did a juice fast, and I had some watermelon, and I left it out. Oh yeah, the dogs have had lots of watermelon.
They're hydrated.
They are hydrated. They are hydrated, which was handy on our hike this morning.
Heather Barklow says, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Heather.
Shelley Messier says, hi there.
Hi, Shelley.
Jan says, hi, Val. Hi. Amy Shook says, hi, Joan and Claudia and Val from Maryland.
Hi, Amy. Okay, so last week, we're going to just kind of jump in because I've got a lot to do today and to talk about. Last week, I kind of wanted to review that, like, in order to be doing what we want to be doing as far as being an animal communicator or an energy healer, that we want to be able to have that ability to get quiet and drop in, that we've got a very neutral muscle, that we build the telepathic muscle, we start to trust, then we have confidence, and confidence means being still having an element of humility. And the confidence would be about the essence and the favorite things, that you're able to get that. And then ultimately you move on into animal medical intuition, and then you move into animal behaviors, relationships, and dynamics, which leads into a whole other thing. That's what we're going to talk about. But in the meantime, did anyone do the exercise of asking people around you about your own essence and favorite things? Val, you didn't watch last week, did you? Okay.
You and I talked about my essence and favorite things.
That is not the homework.
I'm cheating.
You're cheating. I'm here to call people out who are cheaters.
Okay, waiting. Yes, Amy Shook says yes.
Okay, and so what came up? I would love to hear. Were you close? Did people see you the same way?
Leslie Williams says yes.
And Leslie, I'd love to hear what came up. What did people think? What did people say? Share, express. Tanya, did you do the homework? Tanya's going to be like, oh. We can hear that New York accent from here.
And the laugh.
Yeah.
Heather Barklow says, I did my homework.
Hooray! Okay, so tell me. Write it in. Was it close? I guess that's the main question is, were you close with your own essence and favorite things to what other people see you as? Okay.
Tanya Sent laughing emojis. Busted.
Well, you have a minute, Tanya. Go run and ask your mom what she sees you as. It's loaded. Is that you or me?
Me?
Are you sure? It sounded like me.
No, it's me.
That's what I hate about having a microphone on. Is like you're going to hear my stomach because we have a good lunch planned. I know, shocking.
Tanya says, do the other voices in my head count?
Yes. Absolutely. Nobody's writing in?
I'm waiting. Nancy Bishop says hi.
Hello.
There was a big delay. Like, you're just now drinking a cup out of your cup.
Oh, okay.
That's how long it's
Okay. So, again, for people just coming on, come and say hi. Tell us where you're from. And did you do the homework last week and ask the people around you about the essence and favorite things of yourself? And if you're new to me, my name is Joan Ranquet. I'm an animal communicator, author, TEDx speaker, and founder of Communication with All Life University. And we have courses for animal communication, energy healing, nature and wildlife, and help people to help animals and people transform. So that is, whether you just want to learn at the basic level or become a professional, we've got you. Okay, is anyone filling in?
Tanya says, I know she tells me I'm bossy all the time.
Oh, was that something you wrote down for your own essence?
I think she did. Or she's just brought it up before.
Or we've noticed? I'm just kidding.
Amy Shook says, yes, very similar. Curious, open-hearted, compassionate, artistic, soulful, and loving. Your essence is harmony, confident, curious, creative, keeping in touch with people, being a communicator, loving, open, kind, creative, skilled, talented, empathic, and more. I guess that's what her friend said.
That's so great. That's so great.
That's awesome. Leslie Williams says, my friend matched what I had said about myself.
That's awesome.
Amy Shook says, I've always viewed myself as a helper. Shelley says, yes, apparently I'm a calming influence. I'm the fun grandma, and now I forget the rest, but yes, I was pretty close.
The fun about this then too is, especially if people see the empath part or they see the caring or the nurturing, no one's going to be surprised if you go into this work, right? And then it's like, what is your kind of, what we ended up talking about after the live last week was, oh my God, how much this ties into eventually keeping these words. When you go to do a website, when you go to, like, we're going to do photos as a group, when you go, what does your brand look like? So it's almost like that's advanced work, and now we have to talk about a bunch of other stuff. Anyone else?
Yes. Heather Barklow says, I was pleasantly surprised that my perception of my essence and favorite things is transparent and similar to that of my closest friends. Love it.
That's awesome.
We have Janet Auden, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name, Janet Autenrid. She says, hello from Omaha, Nebraska.
Hello. I think Janet was here last week.
She was, because
yeah.
I couldn't pronounce her last name last time.
Yeah, and Omaha, Nebraska gives it away.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yes. And Tanya says she did say she was bossy.
Okay, cool.
We have no idea. She's not bossy with us.
She's not bossy with us, no. But I can see it.
Oh, that's
the bossy in me sees the bossy in you. Namaste. I bow to the bossy in you. Anyway, so the other thing we talked about last week, what were some of the things that we needed to get rid of and kind of feeling like an imposter syndrome, things like that, were things that we knew that we needed to move out of the way in order to step into this. So I'm curious if that became much of a, if you noticed that at all in the last week, if any of that stuff came up for you. And if anyone's new here, come say hi and tell us where you're from. We're reviewing last week in So You Want to Be an Animal Communicator, or Energy Healer, because it's all pretty closely related. And we've been in the final throes of redoing something that's going into, okay, wow. Queen Latifah's been really something lately. Anyway.
She made her presence known.
She made her presence known. Yeah, she followed me around all morning this morning. It was very cute, like the old days. So anyway, going back to this, there's certain things when we know what we want, there's certain not sacrifice in the way that, like, oh, I can't have any sugar on Fridays if I want to be a pet psychic. No, it's not like that. But it is, there are certain things I have to be willing to let go of myself, which fall into the category of things like doubts. Is that a dog sound that we don't like? So last week we asked you, and if you did you reflect upon that? Because these are the sorts of things that, that the more we can say we want to let these things go, the more we can have the opportunity to, the universe abhors a vacuum. So if I'm going to let go of my doubts and insecurities and things, I'm going to be filled with the opportunity to be in more of a place of knowing. And that's where it gets easier for the, empath to get quiet, trust, all the things. Because as an empath, there's distractions 100 times a day, right? And so, is the sound not? And so there's all kinds of ways that as we start to let go of these things, we become better at this other thing. So I'm just wondering if anybody reflected upon that. And if not, do you want to reflect upon it now? Are there things you'd like to let go of?
Shelley Metzger says insecurity and isolation. Nancy Bishop says soggy Florida. Maybe being more careful who I share this with.
Maybe say more.
Freeze says, hey, from Ireland. Hi, Caprice.
Hello. There, that was my stomach growling, and it went on to the microphone. So did the puppy begging to play. Okay. Anyone else have things they want to shed?
Good delay.
Mm-hmm. And the reason I it's not. I thought about this a lot in the last few days, because what we're all working on and finishing is, I had we have the part of the school that is the online part, and it's really rich. And I had thought that most of it was done. Every summer, every August, I do an audit. As a matter of fact, I'm usually never here on a Facebook Live. I did one 2 years ago in August because my book launch, we did the tapathon. Then last year we did one. But I mean, I'm here this August because what happened was we did this audit, and 3 years ago, and then the last 2 years, I thought most of it was implemented. And it turns out someone that worked with me didn't implement it. Not only didn't implement it, but pieces were fragmented all over. So, like, for example, we pretty cleanly got done with the animal medical intuition, but we redid like the lost animal section. we redid so many things. And one of them was the animals in transition. Well, those pieces were blown apart the planet, and it took quite a bit of work to find it. And oh, thank you for joining me. Stepping on my glasses, but we're good. So anyway, the point is that I've rewritten. So then, even though I rewrote it 3 years ago, now I'm rewriting the rewrite. And in that, I'm looking at what does a practitioner go through to get here. And I started thinking about my own stuff. So there was something I would say that I want to let go of. I think I want to let go of, if I may be perfectly vulnerable, the idea that there's something out there. I mean, if I look at what is going on every day in my own life, like yesterday, I had my perfect day. I rode 2 horses and I got to write for the afternoon. Like, okay, doesn't get any better than that. So I think that I would want to let go of looking outside of myself. And I know that that falls into the category of a lot of my students will say, well, she does better than me. I'm not comparing myself with anyone because I don't. And I mean this in not an arrogant way at all. I don't have someone to compare myself with because I've always kind of made up my version of my career, which is what I invite all of you to do. And I know you're capable of it. So I don't have somebody to compare myself to, but I do have a tendency to look like, oh, there's something more I could be doing or something more. Whereas, you know what? It was quite satisfying yesterday to do what we did. Wasn't it, Val?
It was huge.
It was huge. We were all in the same document, and it's all for this person who's going to become an animal communicator. Claudia was editing videos for the person that wants to be an animal communicator. So it was like, even though I wasn't teaching and I wasn't in front of anybody, I'm still in my messaging. I'm still in my mission. So I don't have to look outside myself for something. So I'm going to let go of looking outside of myself, because everything I do is aligned in my mission, and it's super fun, including every conversation I have with Tanya, or, Tanya and I are either doing like sessions or, it's fun. Anyone else have anything to let go of? Okay, good.
Okay, so Janet says, I'm living temporarily with family till I find where I'm supposed to live. I don't have close friends. Most metaphysical friends have either left the plane or moved away. Family would not understand the direction of my new path to help animals and their human guardians. She was responding to
the Florida comment.
Oh no, that's
Oh, Janet's in Omaha.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the asking friends about.
Oh, asking friend. I get it.
Caprice says fear of judgment. Amy Schiff says yes, and some things feel difficult at the moment, but it will be okay, and the path will reveal itself. I got a copy of Hands of Light. Okay. Nancy Bishop says how to stay grounded, centered. That's what was.
Yeah, that is one thing that we do in the school. Yeah. Would you say that too, Val?
Oh yeah. That is
one of the
key foundation.
It's the foundation. Yeah, it's you being grounded means, for who was it, Janet, that said that about her family? No, I know.
Oh, Janet, yes.
Being grounded means, oh, family, you can think whatever you'd like, and I'm still feeling okay about this. Being grounded means I'm going to have boundaries. Being grounded means I'm able to very calmly walk into helping an animal in distress. Being grounded means I can help somebody who just lost their animal, who's like flying off like a kite, and bringing them back down to earth. Being grounded is one of the key functions, most important parts of what we do, and I hope we can help you in whatever way possible. Key. And it's interesting too, because I was one of the videos, we have 3 videos to make today, and one of them is I'm going to walk in not grounded with a horse and a dog and a cat, and just to see the reaction. and then do a retake, because it's true. Like, if I'm not grounded and I'm going to be an animal communicator, I won't be as effective, right? And then people are going to question whether animal communication is real. And my duty is to do right by this work, right? And to do right by the animal and to do right by the person who put their faith in me. So it's my duty. So it's part of my job requirement then every single day to find my footing with that. And I consider the fact that from the moment I wake up and meditate and work out and all the things I do to be grounded as part of my day job, it's just absolutely built in. So I would say that then if there's ways to find tools to create groundedness, being grounded, whatever, to be grounded, to find a way to be grounded. There's the sentence. I've written too many sentences in the last couple weeks. Anyway, then it's going to serve you well with this work.
Nancy Bishop said that gave me chills. And she also said doubt, right?
Doubt, yeah.
And then Maria Citron says she feels the same as Janet does with not being right.
So no support.
No support. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Jennifer Woolwine says, it's my 41st birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I just purchased the VIP sale.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I'm shedding the belief that I'm not worth investing in. That was me still struggling with that, right? Not worth investing in.
Okay,
Leslie Williams
we're going to
says,
stop looking. She's licking herself. What's that? Not worth investing in?
Yeah. Leslie Williams says, I need to let go of letting other people who don't believe in animal communication making me worry.
Ding, 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 and ding. And that's going back to Nancy Bishop, why we've got to stay grounded, why we need community. That is another thing. So that's like 5-part mini-series of being around people that don't believe in animal communication or support you. Hold, please. You know, I've told the story a million times, and Leslie's probably heard it because she's always here, but I'm just going to say it again. When I first got started 1,000 years ago, there weren't, this is why, there weren't a lot of other animal communicators. There was like Penelope Smith, Beatrice Lydecker. I mean, I can name on one hand. And the interwebs were coming into play around 1996, but I was already doing it kind of on a local level. And so you'd read in magazines, right? Or you'd, back in the day, I know. Who just turned 41? Jennifer? We didn't have interwebs. So anyway, it was bookstores, right? Magazines, things like Animal Wellness. That came out in 98. But you know what I mean? Like there were publications that we relied upon to hear about this sort of thing. And so when I say I didn't have anyone, I don't compare myself to other people. I really didn't have anybody to compare myself because I always looked at Penelope Smith as, okay, she's the grandma, the goddess of all things, animal communication. Carol Gurney was my mentor, right? Like I had people that I looked up to, but I didn't compare to them because I didn't want to do what they did because they were doing what they were doing and I wanted to do my own version. So I was so excited about it. I just got rid of anybody that didn't believe in it. They had to get out of the way. And I just put blinders on. And I have one friend that's endured this, that now believes in it, right? And that's Paula. She just came from the dolphin trip. I mean, right? Like I have one friend that made fun of me mercilessly and is now, one of my biggest proponents. But I couldn't let go of her as a friend, but I didn't listen to her. right? And they know Paula, so it's even
And
funnier.
also her cat ratted her out. So.
Oh yeah, her cat ratted her out and told me that she was still sleeping with the guy that she said she was broken up with, that we just had this elaborate dinner with. And that's all in my first book. Is that all? Everything in that first book that came out in 2007 really kind of happened in the 90s, because maybe one or two stories were fresh. But I've been writing my stories down because I always knew I was just going to write books. So anyway, the point is, community is everything. Community is everything. My brother is staying with me. Was a very famous snowboarder, and he is in a breakup and in a transition. And I made him go to Palm Springs to visit a friend. I said, you need to be with your people. You need surfers, skateboarders, or snowboarders. Like, we're a bunch of animal freaks. I don't mind you being here, but we're not your people. And so he went off, and now he's in the other room, in the classroom, recording a podcast. Because he got inspired by his people, right? It's the same with us. Like, I told Mike, I said, you see my day. I have my people here during the week. And when I'm not with them, I'm with he's gone to dinner then with Ellie, right? Like, I'm with my people. And I won't ever not be with my people. And if I'm not with my people, then I'm with my people. With my dog people, with my horse people, and with my cat people. And that's it. I'm with my people. And I'm just gonna really drive that home, because and that's what the school does. I mean, I know that Julie Lorraine has been posting a lot in this group, and Maria was posting for a little bit, and Tanya posts. Like, there are communities within the community of the school. So, there's this group, but there's even smaller groups. And so I just can't say enough about, if you can join us in some of the live courses. I know that, for example, Jennifer is going to get a taste of it with the upcoming immersive, because that's the bonus that ends tonight with the VIP package.
Which is, just I'm going to throw out, that bonus is worth $997.
Yeah.
So, and it's, you get to be in that, I like to call deliciousness.
Yeah, of the group. It's the cohort.
It's the cohort. So I want to go back to something Heather Barklow said, because it ties into what you were talking about when you first started as an animal communicator. She said, I want to let go of my doubts about this path cannot support me financially. I'm ready to let that go.
Yeah, I have to tell you.
I still struggle with that, Heather, even though here I am doing it, right? But I still struggle with that because of what that fear of what other people, it's like all tied in. And Jennifer says, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
And Maria says, yes, I have nothing that inspires me. Would be nice. Yeah. Caprice Higgins says, providing feedback to a client and it being wrong makes me really anxious.
Yeah, we'll talk about that for a sec. Number one, you could get in some of our live classes and you'll be, our classes kick some booty. But I would say that I want to ask you, Caprice, and I want you to type in honestly, were you wrong? And have you been wrong other times in your life? And can you see that it's possible that there were different ways to look at something? Let's see what she writes.
Wait, Nancy Bishop says, my dog Naomi loves your voice.
Oh, good. I love Naomi.
Barnaby loves your voice too. Every time we get on the phone, he hears you.
I know, and then does like 3 barks. Yeah.
And then Jennifer Woolwine says, I'm so excited to be with like-minded people who love animals and be a part of a community. We're excited to have you.
Yeah, we're super excited to have you.
So while we wait for Caprice to respond, I just want to say, tonight the VIP sales, that's the special VIP sale for this group only.
Yeah, because we're putting this on sale next Monday.
But without the immersive.
But without the immersive as a bonus. That is for this group only. And we're putting it on sale next Monday for half off, which is the price now, because it's I always put everything half off when I sell it for the first time to my newsletter and to this group. But this group is the first time I've ever done just a VIP thing. So it's not even to the newsletter, which is substantial. So anyway, I want to say a little bit about that in a minute. But did Caprice write back? Yeah.
She just responded. She said, yeah, I feel like I have both been wrong and right with different things in life.
Okay, but is there a chance that you're just having an experience, right? Because the person can't make you wrong. You might not have been as accurate as you could have been. And that is one of the things that we, in our live courses, like we nail down accuracy. Like when you first come into AC level 1, it is about being accurate over what is seemingly smaller stuff. Then you come into AC level 2, and it's animal medical intuition, and that seems scary to be accurate on. But by the end of that, and we walk into AC level 3, which is animal communication for behavior, relationship, and dynamics, you're pretty damn accurate between the animal communication and the medical intuition, and you're able to see, is the medical if this is the essence of this animal, then it's impossible that they're doing this out of behavior. This has got to be something medical, right? So that's the level of accuracy. And if you're in the bigger program, the Animal Mastery program, you're running through all that stuff twice. So by the time you've hit the second round and then really tweaking your readings, you've done 65 case studies. So just in animal communication. So there's a lot to being accurate and having an experience, but I don't feel like anyone's ever wrong or right. And that's not, you probably got something and weren't able to articulate it, and that is a different story that the person then, or the people you're afraid are going to come at you with. And that goes back to, again, putting yourself in community. I have people who have, Julie Lorraine comes to mind, who's didn't even believe in animal communication, and now she's got more clients than she knows what to do with. Anyone else say anything?
So Elaine Livingston said, hi Elaine. She said, I told a client her dog loves walks, and she responded, my dog hates walks. I was stunned for a moment and then said, well, maybe when she finally gets outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Maybe the issue is getting out the door.
Yeah.
Right? Jennifer Woolwine says, I've had several sessions where people didn't think I was accurate, but then come back a week later and apologize because it came true. Caprice Higgins says, yeah, that makes sense. I felt like maybe I wasn't providing enough accuracy and just brief information. Thank you. She says, yeah, not being able to articulate it. Thank you. That definitely helps. Yeah, and that's the thing that, and that's the benefit, not to brag about the school, but that's the benefit of the school. Look at Elaine having the confidence to say that second part. I don't think Elaine that I knew in the beginning would have said that second part, maybe when she gets outside. But the truth is, when we're looking at charging money for this work, you want to be able to you have to be able to be accurate, and you have to be able to articulate, and you have to be able to gather an enormous amount, not pages full, but a lot of information about the animal, or the one thing that solves the problem. Because they're coming to you for a reason. They can say, I just want to know how he feels. No, they're coming, most people are telling me, my dog is doing blank.
But there's plenty of people that are coming because there's something that isn't right. And they're unable to articulate it. So the more that you give volumes of information, then the more, you're able to really hone in on what's going on and help them transform. It's about helping them transform. What?
No, I'm just listening.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so Tanya just posted the link to the pre-sale, to the VIP pre-sale. Can I share about Bodine with medical intuition? That one thing. I've told this story many times, and the reason it's so fresh in my head is because I finally got to meet my client and her dog at a show this past weekend. They live in Seattle. She's blind. She has a guide dog, and she called me because he was limping, and the vets couldn't figure it out. And I was afraid of medical intuition. I've been struggling in medical intuition, but because it was so important that I helped Bodine, I had to focus on that, and I was able to see that one thing that was that it started in his back, not his leg. She took him to the vet, they did a scan, and he had twisted his back, and he showed me how. So that one thing saved this dog who had just started working as a guide dog from being retired because of an injury.
That one thing. And that's the thing about all of this. It's the one thing. And I also want to go back to this idea of being able to offer somebody information. Val and I were talking about this with regard to lost animals. Being able to create an enormous amount of descriptions is the key to helping someone with lost animals, because so articulation is everything in this, being able to articulate. And that's where the practice in a group setting with structure, with a guide is, it's invaluable. And I want to say also, some of the things that are in the in the animal mastery fundamentals is our online animal communication fundamentals, animal medical intuition fundamentals, practical animal information, which it's huge. And it goes from everything from safety to just a plain old guided meditation to so many things. And it's just a big resource for how you might help somebody who's, got a crazy cat. And then energy healing for animals, and then animals in transition fundamentals. So it's enormous, and there's so many fun, in a funny way, finding out that, and being so mad at this person who didn't implement everything and sent me on a wild goose chase to find all the bits and pieces that I knew I had written, forced me to rewrite some stuff and redo videos. I mean, there's just so much content. Didn't you say that there's 100 videos?
Oh yeah, no, I went through 100 videos that we had recorded starting from the beginning, right? But
they're not all in there, but most of them are.
And some of them were outtakes, like Penelope, cleaning your teeth while you were trying to get ready for one. But yeah, there were over 50 something videos just this weekend
that she edited. Yeah.
So it's such a wealth of information. I just want to say, Tanya posted the link, and Amy said it's not working. It's not working. That link, Tanya, can you double check to make sure it's the right landing page? Only because there might be something off, because it is working when I go to another link, but that link that Tanya posted is not working.
Is everybody lurking?
Everybody's lurking. And Heather says, thank you for sharing, Claudia. I'm super excited to start medical intuition this fall.
Yeah.
Okay. Jennifer Woolwine says, I can't wait to dive in. I watched the animal talk session.
What's going on?
So connect due to poor wireless. Okay. Okay, now we're back up. Sorry. She says, can't wait. I watched the animal talk sessions already and couldn't believe how accurate I was. So fun to practice along with the recordings.
Yeah. Yeah, it is fun to practice. There's lots of good stuff in there. All right. Anyone else say anything that we missed that they want to shed?
So that's pretty much it. I think one that wasn't brought up today, but is a big one because I've got two here. Imposter syndrome. Right?
Are we ready?
Yes. Tanya got the. Tanya just put the link in and it's working now.
Can you imagine what I must have been thinking here when I wrote something? Wow. I've got like doubt, insecurity, isolation, looking outside of myself, something.
One of us must have said the word something and you just wrote it. Okay.
Something.
Letting go of something.
We're just letting go of something. We don't even know what it is, but something is going. Right. Poof, gone.
Val, you're tapping with us, right? Yes.
Okay. Ready?
No, I'll echo. Okay.
Okay. So I want you to think about something. Just kidding. I want you to think about, couldn't resist. Such an asshole. So I want you to think about that feeling of isolation, that feeling of no support, that feeling of, oh my God, there's something outside of me. That feeling of, who am I to think I can do this? Who am I to think I can make a living at this? Who am I to think that I can even try to do this? Like, I don't even have people around me that support me. And I don't even invest in myself. So I want you to think about that kind of pile of gook. And I want you to place it in your body, and I want you to, like, I almost threw up in my mouth a little. So maybe it's in your stomach, maybe it's in your heart, maybe it's in your throat, maybe it's in your arm. I don't know where it is, but I want you to go there to that worst nth degree and think about and feel into, what is this thing that I want to get rid of now? I want to get rid of now. And we're going to start. So you're going to repeat after me and follow me. Even though I have some shit I want to get rid of. I don't even know where I got it from. I don't even know why I need it. But somehow I don't think I'm worth investing in. Somehow I don't think I can do this. And I don't have any support. And I love and accept myself. Even though this is just so crazy. I want to do this more than anything in the world. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to be anyone else. And yet somehow I feel like, who am I to think I can do this? Who am I to think I can make money at this? Who am I to invest in myself so I can do more? And I honor the choices I'm making.
And I honor the choices I'm making.
Even though this is so crazy.
Even though this is so crazy.
I am split down the middle.
I am split down the middle.
I could throw up.
I could throw up.
And I could jump in the air with excitement.
And I can jump in the air with excitement.
And I really honor the choices I'm making.
And I really honor the choices.
This doubt.
This doubt.
These insecurities.
These insecurities.
All of these feelings.
All of these feelings.
This isolation.
This isolation.
This fear of judgment.
This fear of judgment.
This fear of being wrong.
This fear of being wrong.
This fear of not being grounded enough.
This fear of not being grounded enough.
This fear of not having support.
This fear of not having support.
This fear of not worth investing in myself.
This fear of not worth investing in myself.
This fear that people around me aren't going to get it.
This fear of people around me are not going to get it.
This fear that this path can't support me.
This fear that this path can't support me.
This fear that I'm going to provide the wrong feedback.
This fear that I'm going to provide the wrong feedback.
This imposter syndrome fear.
This imposter syndrome fear.
I am so sick of it.
I'm so sick of it.
It's all just fear.
It's all just fear.
It's some stupid layered fear.
It's some stupid layered fear.
I wish I could work better with my fear.
I wish I could work better with my fear.
And I'm disgusted.
And I'm disgusted.
I'm disgusted.
I'm disgusted.
I can't believe I've put myself here again. This is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
I'm judging myself.
I'm judging myself.
And I'm not allowing myself.
And I'm not allowing myself.
I am living in this isolated space.
I am living.
Deep down inside of me,
Deep down inside of me,
I know that animals are here to be communicated with.
I know that animals are here.
I know that animals are here to be taken care of in a better way. I know that there's something I have to offer that world. And yet I get caught in this whole bullshit. Judgment from other people. Isolation. Not finding my people. Thinking I'm going to do it wrong. All this crazy shit. And I mean, it is crazy. Because the path to communicating with animals is so clear. And the ultimate piece is getting out of my way. Getting out of my own way. Only I invited these people in who don't believe in it. Only I make up that I can't make a living at it. Only I have all these things that are standing in the way. This old insecurity. This old doubt. This old need to look outside of myself. Who am I to hang on to all this old crap? I am going to forgive myself. I'm starting with me. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for placing myself in harm's way. And I forgive myself for trusting people that weren't going to help me. I forgive myself for not listening to my intuition at a much younger age.
I forgive myself for not listening to my intuition at a younger age.
I forgive myself for falling prey to other people.
I forgive myself for falling prey to other people.
I forgive the other people who judged me. I forgive the other people who did me harm. I forgive myself for putting myself in harm's way. I am slowly but surely building up the new pieces of me. And I'm calling back all the old pieces that I left in other places. I'm calling back all the old bits of me that fell apart because somebody didn't believe in me. And I am putting back together this incredible creature.
And I'm putting back together this incredible creature.
Who is me.
Who is me.
And I'm going to go out there.
And I'm going to go out there.
With confidence.
With
With
confidence.
faith. With trust.
With trust.
With the support of the people on this live this minute.
With the support of the people on this live.
Knowing
Knowing.
that that's all I need.
That's all I need.
I need me. I need me. I need me. I need to believe in me. And that isn't some falsehood. That isn't some new age bullshit thing. This is putting me back together. This is saying, I believe in me. And so who am I to do this work? I'm me. And I'm ready. And I'm supported. And I'm going to help as many people and animals as I can. Okay, and take a deep breath. And I want you to close your eyes and just feel into you being enough. And smile. And open your eyes. Was that fun?
Really, I didn't release anything.
Anyone have an experience that they can share?
Kindness is powerful.
And sometimes there's a reason we've made up these stories. I mean, there's always a reason. But finding that place within where it doesn't hold value anymore is the most important thing we can do. The very first, within the first 5 lessons of A Course in Miracles is that chair has only the value I give it. And when we start reversing that onto ourselves, I have only the value I give it. Like, I'm not going to allow you or others to create value in me. Only I can do that. And, I've got a long ways to go just like anybody else in some ways, but in many ways, it was how I was able to blaze a path forward into doing things that not many other people have done with this work. And I continue to do it. I still have big other intentions. Mm-hmm.
Nancy Bishop says centered.
And we wanted grounding. Very good.
Yeah. Janet says she cried all the way through it. Same, Janet. Leslie Williams says that felt powerful. I felt myself sit up straighter in my chair, holding my head up. Jen Ramian says, thank you. Needed that. Now off to Silva.
Oh, good. That's right.
Perfect combination.
Yeah. All right. Well, keep posting in, and if you watched it later, share how you feel. We're definitely keeping an eye on this one. Mm-hmm.
Heather says, yes, best tapping experience ever. I'm truly going through a metamorphic process, death and rebirth. Thank you.
You are welcome. So we have lots. We have this sale. We also are going to be announcing a lot about the fall semester, which may or may not include a chakra class. So hang on to your hats. The VIP sale ends today, tonight at midnight. So if you want to do that and get the tapping immersive, hello, that comes with it. We'd love to see you. So thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.